Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon DeBoer, and I am the Global Product Manager for Large Area Visual. And today I will be doing a brief webinar on nuclear inspection and the ways that the Everest Ca-Zoom HD can help out with those inspections. So let's get it started. So I'm going to start out talking about how we enter the hot zone in a nuclear facility, some of the challenges that being in a nuclear facility creates, and then finally how the Everest Ca-Zoom HD can help solve some of the problems that occur in nuclear facilities. So the first and foremost thing that we need to talk about is LARA, which stands for as low as reasonably achievable. It's in the front of mind when you talk about nuclear. It's the guiding principle about protection. It emphasizes minimizing radiation exposure. And how do we do that? First is minimizing the amount of time that you spend near a radiation source. Second is maximizing the distance. Third is shielding, so putting the most amount of barriers between you and the radiation source, whether that be lead or some other material. And this applies to all aspects of nuclear, including rod exchanges and other procedures. The US EPA has set a standard for radiation, and that is around 5 rad. So when we enter into the hot zone, what type of gear do we need to put on? First is we put on a respirator that provides clean, breathable air, and also protects from the particulates from radiation from entering into your respiratory system. Second is a Tyvek suit, so some sort of suit that protects your clothing and skin from getting the nuclear contamination. With that is also shoe covers and gloves covering your extremities. And then finally, a dosimeter. Sometimes people will actually wear multiple dosimeters depending on what part of your body is going to be near the radiation. There's a strict sequence in the way that you put on this PPE before you enter a nuclear facility. And workers often perform checks to ensure that it is put on correctly. And they often test different aspects, including the respirator, to make sure that it's working properly before you enter into the hot zone. And once you're in there, what are inspectors typically doing? First is doing surveillance. They could be doing restoration and maintenance. They could be doing something as simple as monitoring or inspecting, handling, and controlling the different rods or things within the facility. There also could be different rod exchanges that happen. There's a whole another aspect too with nuclear is waste facilities. So disposal of the different canister components and evaluating different surfaces associated with sealing the used rods or the water from these facilities. In addition to this, there's also these relevant standards listed here. So there's several challenges with this that come with nuclear inspections. One, just talked about the PPE and equipment that you wear. So gloves, masks, etc., can make it difficult to use any sort of touchscreen tablet. Also, with underwater inspections, there's only a certain amount of cameras that can work underwater. In addition to this, there are extremely radioactive environments which can cause cameras to burn out, which plays into their reliability. Also, there's a lot of challenges with portability. You got to be able to enter and exit with your materials, and so if it's heavy or clunky or difficult to use, then that can pose a challenge. So how does the Everest Ca-Zoom HD help solve these problems that are created in the nuclear facility? First, it's easy to use. You can set up for deployment in under 5 minutes. It's a couple quick connections. I have another webinar talking about this. So it's really easy to do, and the controls are very intuitive. You can look at the screen here. You can see there's tactile controls for the brightness, for the pan, tilt, and zoom, as well as capture images. And so if you have gloves on, like the person does here, although this is not a nuclear environment picture, but if you had gloves on, you could easily operate this tablet and be able to control the camera and adjust for what you need to adjust. So if you needed to do say a touch screen function, on the back of this tablet, there's actually a stylus that you can pull out and use on the screen if you need to. It's actually tethered to the pendant, so you don't have to worry about losing a stylus in a nuclear environment. It's also highly mobile, so we have a large case that you can use that you'll see pictured in the next slide. And you also have a backpack option, so if you want it to be super mobile, you need to climb around some rigging or something, that's why we have the backpack option. The camera itself has the most powerful PTZ lights installed in the market, and so that allows you to see things. It also helps if you're like underwater looking at things. We offer a replaceable camera module. So one of the challenges we just mentioned is camera modules have the tendency to burn out because of the radiation if they're receiving it right into the camera module. It can degrade it over time. And so we offer just the camera module for customers for them to easily replace. We have very simplified instructions for technicians to easily replace that portion if they want to. We also automatically adjust for white balance, contrast, and frame rate. So oftentimes you're sitting there and you have to mess with the settings to make it just right. We do all that for you. And so you get the best picture possible right away without having to mess with anything. It's also radiation tolerant. So it's 7,000 rads an hour for a total dose of 42,000 rads. So what does that look like? So this is the box that I was just talking about. It has the control pendant. It has the camera head. It has a control box. We also offer a smaller diameter option around that's meant to fit in those like 3-inch nozzles. So if you wanted to go that route, we could do that. We offer cables and a pressurization kit just to be able to go underwater. As far as cable options, we offer a 10 meter, 30 meter, and a 70 meter cable. So this is a little bit more about that. The camera shoots in full HD. The pendant that you just saw, that little tablet, that also shows it in full HD. So you're seeing things with no compression. The zoom on the camera is 30 times optical zoom. The way I explain that is, oftentimes we zoom in on our phone and eventually it gets really pixely and stuff. This goes up to 30 times without getting pixely, and there's no image loss. We also do 12 times digital zoom, so if you wanted to blow up the image more and see more, you can do that. The pan, we offer a full continuous 360, so you can go all the way around. You don't have to go, most of the way around and then go back to get the view or anything. It just goes all the way around. Tilt, pretty close to full 360. It goes as much as you can. our illumination, again, this is one of the brightest lights in the market with 2,900 lumens. And we can go into the 130 millimeter space. We can go up to 50 meters underwater, and we are IP68. And again, our radiation tolerance is 7,000 rads for 42,000 total cumulative dose. So if you would like to learn more, there's a link on screen for our specific nuclear Ca-Zoom page. I will take any questions at this time. We also are, I should mention this too, we are also offering a free trial program. So if you want to try out this camera for 3 days for free, you can actually go to our main page. It'll be linked. Here it is on the screen, waygate-tech.com/Ca-Zoom. And you can fill out a form and you can try this out for free for 3 days. Well, it looks like we don't have very many questions, but if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name is Brandon DeBoer again. I'm the product manager for Large Area Visual. Thank you very much.